I'm May, and this is May's Crochets. I'm a beginner crocheter sharing my learning to crochet journey, and I'm back today to share with you my 20th Wooble that I've made, Lola the Polar Bear. So I've been learning how to crochet for a little while now, and I've been basically working my way through a bunch of the Woobles Learn to Crochet kits as a way to learn how to crochet, as well as doing other patterns as I've been going. I will link my playlist here for all of the Woobles that I've made. When I first got interested in crocheting, I basically bought in bulk a set of 20 assorted Woobles, and I've slowly been working my way through them, and this is my very last one. So I want to show you this last one that I did, Lola the Polar Bear, talk through the pattern, and stay tuned in the future for some ranking of the 20 ones that I did, some high-level thoughts about the Woobles, etc. But for now, let's dive in to Lola the Polar Bear. So first up, let me show you the kit. Here is Lola the Polar Bear. So you can see right off the bat, we've got this adorable white bear and then this cool scarf. I haven't done any kits, I don't think, of the Woobles that have anything like a scarf. So this was definitely different for me. So that's the front of the kit. Here's the back of the kit. So as always, it has absolutely everything you need to make this project. We've got yarn, step-by-step videos, pre-started piece, crochet hook, stuffing, plastic eyes, yarn needle, and online instructions. So there we have it, Lola the Polar Bear, and check out how she came out. Ready? Here she is. Okay, let me turn her around a little bit, and let's take the scarf off so you can really see her. So yeah, it's basically this just white animal without the scarf. I don't know. Does she look like a bear to you? I've made a few other Woobles that are quite similar shaped with the snouts and the ears and stuff. But I do like the addition of the scarf for sure, and we are going to talk about this. But here she is, Lola the Polar Bear. So first up, I want to talk a little bit about hook size and yarn over and yarn under. I have other videos on my channel where I've talked about my explorations through trying different techniques of yarn over versus yarn under. I will link a video here where I do kind of more of a detailed experiment. And I've been on a little bit of a journey, but most recently I've really landed on yarn under for amigurumi. It just lends itself to much tighter stitches and much fewer holes where you can see the stuffing through. I've talked in my previous Woobles videos about how the way that their easy peasy yarn works, it's very stretchy, and so you end up pulling your stitches tight, and it's very likely to basically pull so much that you can actually see holes through and you can see the stuffing through. So you can go smaller hook size. That's a big way to avoid that. In a lot of ways, I think maybe this is just how this yarn is, but yarn under does help instead of the sort of standard yarn over technique, which is what the Woobles teach. So this time, what I ended up doing yarn under all the way through, and I used a 3.25 millimeter hook size. So the Woobles come with 4 millimeter, and I very quickly realized that that often lends itself to quite large, perhaps, holes between the stitches, especially if you're doing yarn over. And so this time, yeah, I went all the way down to 3.25 millimeters and yarn under, and I feel like it came out pretty good. So you can see still a little bit of holes, but overall, I think it came out pretty good. The idea with yarn under is that it basically creates an X stitch instead of a V stitch. Honestly, with the easy peasy yarn, it's kind of hard to tell the way that it's so stretchy, but you can kind of see it. Look at these little red flakes everywhere from my scarf. Sorry about that. But you can sort of see these little X's. Other yarns make it much more apparent, but I feel pretty good about this. The yarn under decision and 3.25 millimeters. I've kind of tried a lot of different versions of all of the Woobles that I've made, yarn over, yarn under. I kept switching back and forth. I did different hook sizes. But I have to say, this came out, I would say, pretty small compared to some of my other Woobles. You can even see, I don't know if you can tell, but the eyes are the same size, either the regular Woobles eyes. And something about the fact that I did the yarn under with a smaller hook size, I almost feel like the eyes are bulging a little bit. Maybe that's just me. Let's look at the picture. I mean, it's not that different, I suppose. But because I did yarn under and 3.25 millimeter, it came out pretty small. But Really not too bad hole wise as compared to like almost all of the other Woobles that I made. So just wanted to share about that. My journey has led me, I think, to have a preference towards yarn under for amigurumi. But I've been just going back and forth. So there's that. In general, this pattern was a good one, pretty standard Wooble, except for the scarf was sort of the special like addition to it. So the Wooble body itself, you know, it's pretty standard. A lot of the Woobles are very egg-shaped, and this one is no exception. You start at the top, work your way down, do some increasing, do some decreasing, close it up. So that was very kind of standard. And then the ears are also fairly standard. You do like a magic ring and sew them on. So the snout was kind of interesting. I've done a few Woobles very similar to this up until now. The snout has this goofy technique, not goofy, but you start with a foundation chain and then you crochet around it to make basically an oval. So I've encountered this a number of times in Woobles and also non-Woobles. It's a very like standard technique, I think, to make an oval shape. I will say with this one, I'm not sure that we needed to make an oval shape. I mean, that snout is very circular. So I was sort of thinking about that as I was doing it. Doing the foundation chain and then crocheting like around it is definitely a little bit trickier, I would say, than doing a magic ring and then just crocheting into it. And I had this feeling with this one that I was like, was this really necessary? It was only like a few stitches and it really ended up quite circular. So I did have that thought. You could totally do this pattern with magic ring for the snout and have it be a circle. But at the same time, I guess maybe it's good that it's like teaching you different techniques. I was really like thinking about this a lot. But there's a lot of like, it's like still kind of a standard like technique that you learn, and maybe it's good that you learn that with this, even though you totally could do just a circle magic ring and have it come out circular. I mean, maybe I didn't make mine oval enough. I mean, it really looks pretty circular. Yeah, I guess this one's a little more like an oval. But again, like always good learnings, and I've gotten to practice this oval like chain and crochet around technique a number of times with the various Woobles that I've done. So that is good. And then you do this little embroidery of the nose in the black. I will show you, just speaking of this like chain and then crochet into it for the oval. The first time I encountered it with the Woobles is actually the most pronounced version that I ever did. It was Oishi the Sushi, who I have right here. And Oishi the Sushi, this top part, it's almost like a pillow. And this one made a lot more sense, where it was like a long foundation chain that you then crochet this like very wide oval around. And then you like kind of keep going, filling in the oval. So that one, like, there was really no other option. Like that one truly is an oval. Similarly, I did Roosevelt the Moose, who had some, I would say, similarities to Lola here. Roosevelt's snout is a lot larger and also more oval shaped. And so you can see again, there's like a wider, perhaps oval shape, a much larger snout. I struggled with this one, but I think I did it a couple times and I finally got it good enough for me. It's definitely a wider oval and definitely oval shape. And then the other very similar one was this reindeer who has this adorable red nose. I think this is Randall the reindeer. But this one, I think I also had a similar thought about circular. Like you could have gone magic ring here too. It came out a little bit wonky for me, but the red nose like totally covered it up. So in this case, let's see, the black nose does cover it up also. But yeah, mine came out like really circular. So, but it's a technique that I've encountered again since then for sure. So always good learnings, but you know, if you wanted to really simplify here, you could use the magic ring. So by itself, it's like not super clear what this is. Before the nose was on, I looked at it and thought it looked kind of like a white pig with like a little snout, or like a white mouse or something. But something about the scarf kind of completes it. I don't know if it's just the picture that I've seen that kind of makes it match, but like, does this look like a polar bear to you? I'm not super sure. But the scarf was really the interesting part here. And so I have not done anything like this, I don't think, with a Wooble yet. So the scarf is like a totally separate piece. It's basically a piece of clothing. And it teaches you, you know, how to make a very small scarf, which is great. That's an important skill to know how to do versus so much of the Woobles is all about like amigurumi and doing things in the round and all of that. So the scarf pattern was, I think it was 51 stitches in a chain. And then you basically single crochet back and forth. I think it's 4 rows and you end up with this, you know, just basically single crocheted scarf. So yeah, and then you can wrap it around and it's all great. And then they have these pom-poms. These pom-poms were very interesting to me, and I do want to talk about these a little bit. Again, every Wooble is like, I feel like there's like something new, something to learn, and this is the first time I've encountered anything like this with with the Woobles. But they do walk you through how to make the pom-poms, and it was pretty interesting. And I also like kind of struggled. So yeah, struggling is good because I'm learning, right? So the pom-poms, what they have you do is you take the red yarn, you like wrap it around your fingers a whole bunch of times. You take another piece of yarn and you basically tie it into a knot around the yarn that you wrapped around your finger. And then you take scissors and you cut the loops, and it basically ends out with these, a bunch of little pieces of yarn just like sticking out all the way. And then you cut it way down to become this pom-pom shape. So I had a few attempts at this. I want to show you one of my other attempts, which I don't know. What do you think about that? It's more sparse, I think, than what I ended up with, and also longer. I could have kept going with cutting. I feel like I've made pom-poms in my life, like when I was a kid doing craft projects or something, and it was like, I don't know, it was somehow easier. Maybe there was like a piece of cardboard or something that made it easier. I'm gonna have to investigate this because I know making pom-poms is a very common thing in crochet, perhaps making a hat, things like that. But I feel like I struggled with this. So this was like my first attempt. I didn't love it. And then I kind of redid it. And I ended up with these goofy, like the picture has them quite small sewn on to the end. It's actually kind of hard to tell from there. But the videos were like, they taught you how to do it, but they like kind of glossed over it. You know, the actual polar bear is like pretty small. The scarf itself is not huge. And so I ended up cutting these way, way, way down, like really close to the inside of the yarn. And I actually like this yarn, the way the easy peasy yarn is like, it's weird because it has this red outside, like this is the color, but then the inside has this, it's like batting, I guess. There's like actual fabric in there. And so when you cut these pieces, it's like, look at all that exposed like fabric that's white on the inside. And so it's kind of weird. I do think that other yarns might lend themselves to better pom-poms, like a little fuzzier, something like that. But at the same time, when I take a step back and look at them, like it almost has a little bit of a cool like technique, like a little bit of sort of red with like white like polka dots or white like splotches or something, which is like kind of cool for snow and stuff. And so I actually like don't hate it, even though it does look, if you like really understand why it's like that, it's kind of a little bit goofy. And it looks a little bit weird that it's like the inside of the sort of the pieces of the yarn. But at the same time, I think I don't hate it. I like really almost went with versions like this, which were much larger and like a lot more pieces sticking out. And I think if I had gone with that, it just like wouldn't have matched the size. It would have been much more like, I don't know, kind of chaotic and like large. Though it probably could have been fine too. And they did kind of walk you through this in the video, but this is an interesting experience. I've never made a pom-pom quite like this before, and I'm going to have to like explore in the future how the best way to make pom-poms is, because I'm not sure that this was perhaps the easiest way to do it. But let's add his scarf back on. It is fun to be able to like dress your Wooble, dress your amigurumi. The scarf is not huge and it's kind of hard to put on. What am I doing? Okay, here we go. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, so overall, I feel like this was a good one. What Woobles wise, that it was like some basic stuff and also some complicated stuff. Like the body itself was pretty standard. The ears were pretty standard. The snout had the foundation chain and then crochet into the oval method. The scarf was definitely interesting and unique, and the pom-poms. And so, yeah, like every Wooble I feel like has something new and unique, and like I'm glad I did so many of them to like kind of learn some different things as I went. So yeah, let me also show you just a couple other random items that I grabbed for comparison. First off, I've got this the Woobles came out with these Loopables finger looping kits. So speaking of the pom-poms, I made this goofy. This is Jojo the bunny made from the Loopable finger looping kit. I'll link my video on my channel where I talk about making this. But this one actually came with a pre-made pom-pom. And at the time, I remember looking at it and being like, what is this? But I actually think this is made the same way that these are, but it's white, so that makes it easier to kind of like have it blend in versus here we've got our red with our white insides. But also this one's like fluffy, so I kind of wonder how they made it so fluffy. Like I feel like they did cut it really close to the ends, but it comes off like this like adorable little cottontail, as opposed to I feel like mine's like much more, I don't know, maybe I didn't like get it circular enough, but it just looks very different. And also this one looked very different from their video. The video had one that looked a lot more kind of like this with like pieces of yarn sticking out. So I don't know, but like I actually do like the look of this sort of cottontail one, versus, you know, this one's okay. And then this one was really like, it's a little more chaotic. Honestly, I would not hate it if I did this pattern and just didn't do the pom-poms. You just do the scarf and have it be it and not add the pom-poms on at the end. I did also do, so I've been working my way very slowly through the Hobbii Amigurumi Advent Calendar for 2025. It's already, you know, January 2026, and I've only actually finished one of the 4 Advent Calendar weeks so far. I'm going to slowly work my way through the rest. But I do have Owen Stote here, which I did make for the week 1 project, and he does have a scarf. And this scarf, okay, it's a lot longer. It does not have pom-poms. And this one, okay, it's way longer. Look at this. This one was only like 3 rounds, I think, and it does have some back loop only going on, so you end up with this really cool texture. And I feel like it looks fine without the pom-poms. Like I actually love the look of it. And you can tie it in like interesting ways. This one's way, way, way longer. Randomly, my 3-year-old son, who like is not interested in any of my amigurumi ever, even though like you'd think like they're adorable and cute. Of all the things, the thing that he likes the most is this scarf. He likes to play with just the scarf, not the guy, just the scarf. So I wonder if he's gonna want to play with Lola's scarf as well. But honestly, the look of this scarf is great. You don't need the pom-poms. I truly think that you could do this same scarf and just have it be no pom-poms, tie it in a knot, and save yourself some trouble. But it is, you know, nice to try out the pom-poms, learn the techniques and all of that. So there we have it. Lola the Polar Bear. Lola, such a fun name for a polar bear. Why not? And this was a fun one. Like I said, there's like some interesting parts, not too difficult, but also not too easy. So it like really hits that sweet spot where you're learning, you know, some different techniques with crochet, but it's also like not too hard, not too crazy, not too time consuming. So there we have Lola. And like I said, stay tuned for some future videos where I share some more high-level thoughts around the 20 Woobles that I've made up until now. I'm thinking that I'm going to do a video where I rank all 20, kind of from my like least favorite to my favorite, and maybe also just share some like high-level thoughts on my experience working through the Woobles. So yeah, there we have Lola, and thank you so much for keeping me company today, and I will see you next time. Bye.